We now enter an interesting time period. It's kind of an interregnum because, of course, we've officially ended one administration and the new administration won't begin until the January 20th inauguration. Any new administration has to do a series of things. It has to deal with those ongoing matters which are inescapable, and it has to focus upon putting a new team together. The first thing that Barack Obama will do will be to request the submission of resignations from his entire cabinet. This is not Obama being draconian, it is standard operating practice. It is protocol for cabinet officers to tender their resignation at the end of a term so that the new president, continuing into a second term, can have his own choice about whether he wishes to continue with cabinet officers or bring in new blood. And more often than not, you see the latter occur. We've seen a number of people serve for 4 years. 4 years, as you can see by the wear and tear on the president's own face, is a long time to serve at the upper echelons of American government. And key members of the Obama team, Hillary Clinton in particular, have made it very clear that they wish to move on. So I think it's fair to say that we are going to see in the next couple of days and weeks a reshuffle, to put it in English terms. New people coming in and being appointed to high-level positions within the American government, people who we're going to become much more familiar with over the next 4 years. Key names have been floated around. People generally tend to get promoted from within to fill those positions of those who are moving on. So whilst Hillary Clinton will not be part of the first team anymore, it'll be interesting to see what happens, for example, with Ambassador Rice, who at the moment is the US representative at the United Nations, someone who it's believed is in line for promotion, perhaps to National Security Advisor or potentially to Secretary of State position. If she doesn't get that nod, people have talked very favourably about John Kerry, for example, maybe being named to be Secretary of State. Either of these could happen, neither of these could happen. But what we will see are a number of key movements going on, key people moving in and out of the administration. Clearly the President is going to have to continue to deal with an evolving situation in the Middle East with regards to Israel and Iran. He has to deal with tensions in Iran and in Russia as well. He has to deal with upcoming elections in China. This therefore will not be a calm period. The world is not going to wait for Barack Obama to put a new team in place, to take a second oath of office and then say, now we can take a deep breath and start again. We're going to see changes in Israel. There's going to be elections there before the next inauguration. There's clear changes going to come up in China with a new generation of leadership coming to power there. There's clearly some things going on in Russia at the moment, and you'll notice, of course, and remember that Barack Obama told Medvedev, don't worry, just tell Putin that once I'm re-elected we can move on to a different stage of relations. Well, that stage is now. How is the President going to respond to any new initiative coming out of the Kremlin? So there's a whole range of issues which are going to come about because effectively American foreign policy has been on hold for the last 6 to 12 months. In an elections year cycle, that is quite normal. However, that election cycle has now ended. We're now moving there forward into a new era in geopolitics, a second term for Barack Obama, in which he will deal with the world as more of a statesman, I think. This is traditional in American politics. The first term is very much domestically focused. The second term often much more focused on foreign affairs. And I think when you look at the challenges Barack Obama faces in his second term, with China, with Israel, with Iran, and with Russia, I think it's clear to say that he's going to have a lot on his plate and he'll be having to be a statesman because the world demands it.